Well, hello, Instagram. It's Felicia. I haven't gone live in a long, long time. And something said, go live, Felicia. Just chat for a little while. So that's what I'm here to do. I've kind of gone silent. There's a lot going on, just a lot going on. Yeah, I've been watching a lot of the live recordings from the people that just came out of the BB house for season 27, and I think all of them. I think they had a really good cast this year. They had a lot of crazy that went on. They were very unpredictable. There was so much going on. I liked the way they did the show. I liked the blockbuster, 3 people on the block. One, because you saw, now again, at some point people get crazy and they just keep putting the same people up, all of that kind of goofy. But you still saw more people hit the block. It's harder and harder to not hit the block in the BB season now, and I appreciate that. And they have made it better as far as the competitions, where you ain't gonna win every week. They have leveled the playing field with competitions, and I think that is fabulous. And I'm waving to all the people that are waving to me. I see you. I appreciate you. Pretty Nickel, Mrs. T, 1198 if I'm 1998 if I'm reading that right. Rayston or raised. See, that's why I try not to read, because I be half trying to figure out what these things even mean, because sometimes the names are so long I don't even know who. But I'm waving to everybody saying, hey, again, I just wanted to come live and just see what everybody's doing, see how life is treating you, talk about some things that are going on, see how you guys think. Now here's what I'll say, and if somebody from the cast from this current season or last year, here's what people have to realize. When you first come out the house, you have to be quiet. You really do have to be quiet. It's okay to look at the commentary, accept friends and all that kind of stuff, and get on your social media. But don't get on the social media to talk about people, because that will take you down fast. Hey, I see you. The Joey Doc, I see you. The quickest way to gain following and lose it at the same time, and just kind of lose a sense of who you are, is to come out and feel like, one, you need to respond to every message that comes out whenever somebody says something, good or bad. Watch, but just kind of go silent. Just, and maybe you don't even need to watch. I came home and my husband had recorded he was watching 24 hours a day, and he recorded a whole lot of stuff and wanted me to see all the stuff that went on. And I just, I finally said, I don't want to watch it anymore, because I don't care, because I'm not in the house anymore. And I realized that there's a whole lot of stuff. Thank you. I had them done. I got these done in Washington, in Auburn, Washington, at Universal Nails. Really good shop. So just saying that. And she put them on good, where they're going to last for a while too. I'll just say that. I think I need to go get my feet done though. But anyway, so if you're not careful though, you'll come out and you'll start saying a whole lot, and you can't take it back once you say it. So don't get in there and start blasting people and say, yeah, they were this and they were that, and calling them names. And okay, maybe you had grievances and that kind of stuff, but just kind of go silent. If you're not going to say something positive, just go silent. And it's okay to say, yeah, this person really did do some dumb stuff in the house, but at the same time, for you to come out and say, I can't stand that person, I hate that person, blah, 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 blah. Remember, again, it's a game. And this is where the fans have to realize that you don't have to come out and throw out negative commentary to people. These people have to adjust and come back to their everyday normal life. And they need you guys to give them grace. So give the cast members grace. Because again, they're just humans just like you, who happen to get cast into this house with 16, 17 strangers, and then have to figure out how to exist. You got one bathroom, you got one kitchen, you got one refrigerator, you got one room, and you're all sharing space and trying to figure out how to get along. It's like going to college and moving out your mama's house for the first time, and you're sitting in a college dorm with 3 other roommates, and you're trying to figure out what the heck is going on. It's all of that and some, because you got 16 of you, 17 of you. So give the cast grace. Give each other grace. Now, what's everybody want to talk about? Yes, this postseason, that's why I'm telling everybody they need to be quiet. Everybody's talking about everybody, and ain't nobody showing no love to nobody. I just saw a post this morning where they showed from last season. who was it, Mackenzie and Matt, how they've broken up. And let's face it, there are very few couples who get lucky enough, like a Brendan and Rachel. You don't see a whole lot of that. Ziggy and I can't think of they got married, but you don't find a whole lot of that. Most of the couples, when they come out, a lot of times I think they get together because they figure it's what the fans want and they get caught up in that. But then when they actually go back to what's considered normal, a lot of times it doesn't work. Most times it doesn't work, and that's okay. And don't stay together just for the fans, because at some point you're doing a disservice to both of yourselves. And so, yeah, the cast this time has come out and everybody talking about everybody. Just go quiet. Just be quiet. Just revel in the fact that you made it through the door, however long you lasted. And talk about the good experiences. Talk about the funny stuff. Talk about the crazy stuff. Talk about, would you do it again? All of that. But don't talk about your house guests, not where you're really saying mean-spirited stuff. It's one thing to say stuff that actually happened, but when you start getting mean-spirited and you take it personal, that's a whole nother level. That's a whole nother level. And so, what do they say? I'm a little biased because she is from my home state, Rachel. I hear you. I understand. I was a little frustrated when I first saw her go in the house, because I kind of have something with them bringing back, particularly when it's only one house guest that's been on the show before. So they already have the experience. They know what to expect where nobody else does. And so I don't care what anybody says. It gives them an advantage. And I think it's an unfair advantage. Now, yes, you have the advantage of, it might be a disadvantage where everybody's trying to take them out and all that stuff. But I still say you have a overarching advantage, because you already know in your own way what to expect. And so now you have an edge that the rest of the house guests don't have. If you're going to bring in all past people, that's fine, because everybody's been in the house before. Everybody knows the rules, except for the little idiosyncrasies of the season. But that's just my philosophy. But I love Rachel to death. I think she played a good game. I think she kind of got caught up in the I'm the queen and you need to know who you're messing with. But that's Rachel. And it works for her. And so I ain't mad at her. I think she did play a good game. And I think if it hadn't been for that twist, she might have made it all the way to the end, because I believe they was too scared to put her out. It would have been interesting to see if it hadn't been for that twist, if she had gone all the way and sat in them final two chairs. And then what would they have done? But I think all the cast members, they really did play a good role. I just say, when you come out, and here's what I'll say to people that are thinking about applying. Out of curiosity, for those wanting to be in the Big Brother house, what would you advise just for starting the game? I was just getting ready to talk about that. See, we're on the same wavelength. If you want to go in the house, one, you have to realize that the cameras are rolling 24/7. There's no place you can go and hide. And so you have to be mindful of that all the time. You don't want to go in there playing a role, though. You don't want to go in there being fake, but you want to go in there and you want to come out and not be ashamed of anything that you said or did while you're in the house. That's the key. If you go in there and you're being your authentic self and you're doing you and you're being real, that's good. Unless the real you is somebody that maybe you should be ashamed of in or out of the house. That's a whole nother something. But you have to be able to understand that when you come out, the fans only know what they saw of you in that house. And so if they saw all negative, that's all they're going to remember. If they see all positive and they love you, that's what they remember. So you have to show people who you want them to remember. And hopefully that's you being your authentic self. When you go in playing a role, at some point you get tired of playing the role and then the mask comes off, and that's when you're in trouble. That's when you're in trouble. So go in and do you. And we realize that even in people's everyday lives, you have good days and bad days. Nobody is happy 24/7. Nobody is upbeat 24/7. A lot of us come close, but there's still days where you just feel like you look at somebody and you say, man, they're going to make me jack slap them. Because see, that didn't work right there. That's just being real. And that's what happens in people's everyday lives. So you have to learn how to mitigate that, how to just not let your emotions take over. And that's hard to do in the house because, again, there's so much going on that people still don't see, even with all the cameras. Because remember, they can turn those cameras on and off and show you what you want, what they want you to see, and you still miss stuff. So don't think that because you watch the show and you're in those 24-hour live feeds that you're still seeing everything. You're not. You're not. So, but I think it is a great experience if you've got a strong sense of self. If you are not a strong person, I would not recommend going in the house because it really can break you. It can take you down, especially if you're very sensitive with your feelings, if you wear your feelings on your shoulders, if you get offended by everything that's said and done or the way somebody look at you. Don't you go in that Big Brother house. You will not survive. And don't get in there and then waste a spot when you get in there and we later realize, I don't think I can do this. I don't want to be here. I want to quit and talk about going home. Because there's other people who are wanting to get in there and want to stay in there, and they try year after year after year. So make sure that it's what you really want to do and that you have the personality and the stamina and the strength and the internal something to sustain however many days you last in the house, because it really can be a disaster if you're not ready for it. I enjoyed it. I loved it. And I'm not saying there weren't some rough times. I'm not one of those where I came out and I felt like, how do I have to go back now and acclimate myself into my everyday life? I came home and went back to what I was doing before I went in. But again, because I went in and I was doing me. And trust me, I had to go up to the principal's office upstairs a couple times because I was too much me. But I learned my lesson, and I think I'm okay now. I could go back in now, and I don't think I'd have to go to the principal's office. I'll just say that out loud. So CBS, if you're listening, I'm okay. I learned my lesson, and I know that even in me thinking I was halting me, there was still, I'm always trying to manage me and do a little bit better every day. And that's what I say to all you guys. Yes, Queen stays queen. Thank you. I appreciate you. I'm watching The Amazing Race now, and that is so much fun. That is interesting. And you're already seeing people manipulating people, and you can tell who don't like who and all of that. And yeah, I know there's some hurt feelings with people too saying, well, how come they picked them and they didn't pick me? Who knows? You never know. If they asked me to return for All Stars, I actually probably would. I actually probably would, depending on what's going on in my life and how things are running. But I probably would. I wouldn't want to just go back in there, though, and be the only house guest in there with all new players. I wouldn't want to do that. Because, again, I just think it's an unfair advantage that's given to the person that's coming in. And I wouldn't want to go in there and be treated differently than everybody else. So I'll go with other people that have been. Otherwise, I'm not interested. But I've been watching The Amazing Race, and I think those guys are doing really good. I'm not surprised at who won, and I'm not gonna say nothing because for the people who don't know, that haven't heard, I'll let that be a surprise. But it's interesting. I mean, Amazing Race is hard. Now we think Big Brother is hard. Oh no, Amazing Race is hard because you're in foreign countries. You don't speak the language. You don't know what the other people's idiosyncrasies are going to be with regards to you. It's like Jag and Jazz had problems trying to get a taxi because they saw those turbans and the taxi drivers wouldn't even stop. Now you know that's shameful, but it shows you who people are. And so they had to figure that out and say, okay, let's cover up our turban, put our hood on, and then they got a taxi. Now, ain't that a mess? Now, you know that's a mess. Reminds me of the time when I was in New York City and trying to get a taxi, and I kept trying to figure out why nobody was stopping and didn't realize it was shift change, and them taxi cab drivers are on their way home, and they said, we ain't got time to stop for you. We don't even care where you're going. I'm going home. And so you got to know what the country is like and what their stuff is. And so Amazing Race, and they do some challenges that are serious challenges. I mean, we just starting. They're gonna be what do you call it? Zip lining across canyons, or jumping off buildings. They do crazy stuff where it really tests your not just your emotional, your physical, your spirit. It tests everything because you have to really actually stand out on faith and do some of the stuff they be having them do. So would I do Amazing Race 10 years ago? 15 years ago, yeah, I would have loved it. But now I know that would be a hot mess. Even though I wouldn't mind doing it actually just for the travels, just to be able to go to all those different countries, would absolutely love it. But I don't know how well I would do. And me and Dwayne, oh man, we would battle. Talk about some TV. Oh, you would be cracking up at us all day long. That's real. So yeah. But anyway, let's see. Remember when Brandon and Rachel fell off their raft in the That's what I'm saying. This stuff. Amazing Race don't play. I ain't mad at them guys at all. They deserve every bit of that $1 million when they finish that. That's for real. And I even say to Big Brother, even though people say, no, it's not. Just the fact that you're in an even more enclosed environment and you can't get away, that's worth $1 million too. I'm wondering when they're going to raise the pot for that one. They really should. They really should. Especially like we were in there 100 days. Our season was 100 days. Yeah, that's a lot. That is a lot. And so, yes, you need me back on TV. Well, when somebody calls and asks, I'll be there, depending on what it is. But I appreciate you guys. Yes, I have met Rachel in person before. I have. Where were we at? One of these somethings, I think I have, if I'm remembering right. I think I did. I don't know why I'm thinking I did somewhere, something in one of these things. I met her, I think. It was either at the Over the Edge thing. I want to say they were at the Over the Edge thing. If they weren't, then maybe I'm just thinking I remember meeting her. I met her somewhere, I'm almost certain. I think it was the Over the Edge, and she was there with all the Survivor people. I think. See, my memory bad. But yes, I would love to do Traders. I would love to do Traders. I'm just waiting on the phone call for that one. I'm hoping somebody call me. I don't even know. I guess I should go online and apply. I don't even know. I got went in once and they weren't doing applications at that time. So I might have to go back in there and see about that one. And that one, you aren't gone very long. I don't think they're gone even 30 days. See, that's perfect. That's perfect. You're 54 and you're thinking about getting into real estate. Oh, absolutely. I am 65 now, and I got my real estate license at the age of 60. Okay, 2020 I got my license, me and Dwayne. And so it's never too late to do anything that you want to do. Don't put age limits on stuff. Not at all. Don't put age limits on. Here's what I say. If God gives you a vision, if he gives you a dream, he doesn't give it to you without giving you the ability to carry it out to fruition. So if you're thinking about getting a real estate license, go get it. Go get it. And then chase your dream. That's what I say to people. Remember when asked Red, was he taking his birthday cupcake home with him? Yes. And again, that blurted out of my mouth so fast. And actually, I didn't mean it the way they actually took it. And I know how it sounded like, well, you say that like you know I'm going home. And I guess, yeah, now that I think about it, that had to be why I said it, because if he was going to stay in the house longer, he wouldn't even have to think about whether he was taking the birthday cupcake home with him. So yeah, that was me being short-minded and not even thinking about what I said, and realizing that I was in my own way without trying, letting him know that it's you tonight, dude. So that was an error on my part. It really was. And I wasn't doing that trying to be mean-spirited. It came out, it's like, oh, are you going to take your birthday cake? See, because so much is racing through your head in there, and you really, really have to think about what you say. Well, thank you guys for saying I look 35 at the most. Well, if you get up closer, I look a little bit older than 35, I think. But I feel great for 65, and I ain't got no shame saying I'm 65. And I hope God blesses me. I keep saying I'm going to live to be 100, and I think I'm going to get there, honestly. Thank you. I'm hoping that at 100 I can still walk, think for myself, talk for myself, feed myself, go to the bathroom by myself. So at getting to 100, I still need all those things to be happening, because I don't want to be, an invalid and be a burden to somebody. I don't want Jair to be burdened with taking care of his old senior parents. So I want to live as long as God allows me to live and be able to sustain myself. That's what I mean by that. And so thank you, my youthfulness. There you go. I have the wisdom of 65 and the youthfulness of 35. Absolutely. And that's where I want to stay. Age is a number. I feel young. I feel like I have so many more things to accomplish. And every day I get up looking at how I'm going to make stuff happen. So I appreciate you guys. And that's what all you guys should do too. Live each day to the fullest. Think about where you want to be 6 months from now, 6 years from now, and then start working towards making it happen. Don't close your own doors. I say that to Jair all the time. Don't shut your own doors. And don't let anybody else shut a door for you either. The only person that's going to shut a door for me is God. And I try to stay connected enough to where my spirit tells me what I should and shouldn't be doing. And that ain't saying I don't make mistakes, but I try to be driven by the Holy Spirit and let God tell me whenever I get ready to make a decision. Tell me what to do, God. Tell me what to do. Tell me what to do. Come on, God. Oh, that's real for me. That is actually real for me. Do I think BB should have 40, 50, 60-year-old season? Now that I think would be amazing if they had a season where everybody on there had to be 40 and above. I think it would be amazing. I think you would see so much character. You would get so much wisdom. You would see a completely different dynamic in that house. Just like they have, what do they have? The Golden Bachelor and Bachelorette. I think they should do, even if they just did it like once every 5 years, do a season where you have everybody in there is 40 and above. If they went back now, after 20 years, they could go back to the people who were in the first season, second season, third season. All those people are 40 now. You could take all old timers, all previous players, and put them in the show, and the ones that are 40 and above. And I think it would be an absolute amazing season. And I would welcome that any day. Golden Big Brother. There you go. You just said something. And I would get in the house all day for that. Sure would, because we'd be all in there laughing at each other's ass. Yes, we would. It would be unbelievable, and it would be TV for real. So, well, I don't have a lot left to say right now. I got to go run some errands. I got to take some clothes to the cleaners. I got to make some phone calls for Planet Marketing and get on the line with some of my people that have been chasing, they've been running from me and not taking my calls and not answering my text messages. I'm telling you guys, I've talked about Planet Marketing with a lot of people, but it truly is an amazing, amazing business. If you travel, if you know people that travel, if you know people, and you like to help people go to another level, call me for real. 253-376-9544. I want you to call me about Planet Marketing. I want to get you in. Everybody knows somebody who travels. Everybody knows somebody who travels. From airlines to rental cars to hotels to cruises to destination trips, to girlfriends, to weddings, to family reunions, to church trips, to sororities. Everybody's traveling, going somewhere. Call me and become a partner with Planet Marketing. You will be absolutely amazed at what this company can do for you. And it's all about travel, and it's your business, so everything you do, now it's a business expense. Hear me when I say that. I'm getting ready to get off now. Mama Fe out. I gave you guys my number. 253-376-9544. Now just know that if you're not in my contacts, my phone isn't going to ring. I have to call you back because I can't handle the spam all day. And so now if you're serious, call me, leaving me a voicemail. I'll listen to the voicemail and I'll return your call. Okay. All right. I'm getting ready to hang up now. Keep watching all the reality TV shows. We do love you, the fans. We're fans. That's how we end up going on the show. If I didn't like the show, I wouldn't have went on the show. So again, there's a lot of new stuff out there. I just saw Sandra. In fact, I chatted her and let her know I saw on the 99 left or something like that. But that's a really good show, and I'm watching that. And unfortunately, she didn't go out because of her own misgivings, but she was on a team, and the team got put off. So unfortunately, she went out early. But it was great to see her on there, and I see some other people on there. So again, there's so much stuff out there. You pick and choose what you want to do, what works for you and your personality and all of that, and find the show that's good for you, and you would be out. You would have a good time. I loved it when me and Sandra hung out too. I hope if she ever comes back to Atlanta that she calls me up so we can go do brunch at that place that we went to. Oh, they're fabulous. The food was delicious. I'll go back there any day. In fact, we took some friends there because we loved it so much. Now, it starts with a B. I can't even think of it now, but it's in Atlanta. But again, all you guys have a wonderful day. Have a great day. We're moving into fall. Halloween's around the corner. Christmas is like a blink away. I mean, like I was telling somebody that I did a cameo for, and I said, Christmas is a blink away. 2025 has gone by so fast. It's unbelievable. So you better get ready. You better start making your Christmas list and figuring out what you're going to do, because before you blink twice, we're going to be at Christmas and New Year's. All right, I'm out. Talk to you guys later.